review, okay? And tonight we have our band concert. Tomorrow we have our Tomorrow we have our orchestra concert, and we have another band concert next week. Yes, next week. So I was joking around. This is the first concert I've introduced in a coat because it is quite chilly. As you walk in, I'm getting more and more excited because I think you're going to warm up the space a little bit. And as our students play, it'll be good. But I was joking around that this is our first 3D concert. You get to hear, you get to see, and you're feeling the coolness of winter. So we did that on purpose so you can feel the winter chill. Without any other conversation, we'd like to welcome you tonight. Just remember to silence your cell phones. We do have BTN here this evening. They are videotaping this, and it will be available for you to walk back and play over your 2-week vacation time. And we hope you enjoy. So please welcome our symphonic band and Mr. Struz.
Welcome to our winter concert. This is the first of the band concerts we're going to have. This is the Symphonic Band. The first piece you got to hear right there is called Sky Gazer Fanfare. Nice rousing tune. Next what we're going to do is a more of a gentle flowing kind of a piece called As Winds Dance. You're going to hear a lot of syncopation, which is some movement on the offbeat. You'll feel it. You're going to feel like it's here, but then all of a sudden, ooh, it's over here. So this piece, it's a really good floating piece. We just had a really fun time with it. So hopefully you enjoy As Winds Dance. All right, while we give our percussionists a chance to reset, I just want to draw your attention in the program to our rehearsal schedule for the remainder of this month, so up through the 20th. Things are going to remain exactly the same as they are. So nothing changes. Here's where the change happens. When we come back from winter break, there is going to be no rehearsal for the first week. So that way we can all ease ourselves back into 2025. Let's kind of coast into that, and then we start back up again on the 13th of January with the four-school rehearsals. We might send you an email or two about that, but we figure we get in front of it now. So it's in the program. You can mark your calendars and all your to-do lists and whatever, so that way you know what's going on. But we'll send you a couple of emails. We're good at that. All right. So that's the big announcement that we have right now. We're going to finish off our portion of the concert tonight with a piece called Shadows Unleashed, and going to give you a little bit of a Halloween-esque kind of vibe, but definitely these guys. By far, it shows this piece is the one that they wanted to close with, and you'll definitely get that creepy feeling. Hopefully, we get a little bit of the hair standing up on your arm, kind of like what's coming next kind of feel. So we'll see what we can do for you. So enjoy Shadows Unleashed.
if we haven't met yet, my name is Mr. Crossroads, and I have the pleasure of working with the Wind Symphony. We have actually 2 performing groups up here right now. Before the Wind Symphony plays, you're actually going to hear a percussion ensemble piece. We're fortunate with our schedule here in school that we have our percussionists separate from all the other instruments, which allows them some great opportunities to explore music beyond the band music that they play with the full group. So you're going to hear one piece, it's called Toboggan. We're thinking wintertime mood, a nice fast race down the ice, so I hope you enjoy Toboggan. All right, so this is our Wind Symphony. This group of students performed some very advanced music I think you're going to enjoy. We have a very vast repertoire today. We start with something pretty contemporary. This is called Legend of Devil's Lake by Michael Sweeney. Then we're going to move to something much more traditional. I'll tell you about it after this piece. And then we're going to finish up with a fun piece called Snow Day Celebration. Hope you enjoy. This is Devil's Lake. All right, our next piece requires a little explanation. This is a Holst Winter Suite. Gustav Holst was one of the most influential and important composers in band history. He was a British composer, and he was his biggest achievement for band is that he really wrote the first classical music piece for a wind band. Okay, before Gustav Holst, the wind band was more of like a folk kind of idiom where town musicians would get together and play dance music and things like that. But Holst is the person who turned the wind band into a serious artistic medium. So he's a very important composer for our students to know as wind band musicians. And this suite that they're performing are all different pieces from Holst arranged by modern composers. So Robert W. Smith, and I'm blanking on the title composer, but they've taken Holst's tunes and they've rearranged them in their own interpretation. So this is a Holst Winter Suite. Typically when a suite is performed, this is multiple movements, so different small songs put together to create one large work of art. Generally, the custom is that you do not applaud in between the movements. You save your applause to the end, after the third movement. Okay? Hope you enjoyed Winter Suite. All right, we've had a blast sharing our evening with you. Thank you so much for coming out. Before we finish up, we have a couple people to thank. We are in a special place here in South Brunswick, in a community that so much appreciates the arts, and the support that we get from the community and the families and the administration, we couldn't be thankful enough. Your kids have an amazing opportunity here, and I hope you cherish it as much as they do and as much as we do. I'd first like to thank our school building, especially Ms. Cakes and Mr. Kimmick, who are here supporting us today. We also have PTN here supporting us and filming for us. We'll send you a link to the concert video so you can watch and cherish later on as well, and share with family who couldn't be here tonight. Awesome. The biggest thank you goes to the parents in the room, because the kids could not do what they do without your support. In the early mornings, I know how tricky that is. It's tricky for them, tricky for you, and tricky for us too. But it really provides them an opportunity to do things that other middle school programs just don't have the opportunity for. When I grew up, we had band once a week during the school day. It was nothing like what these kids are able to do. So they have a great opportunity, but you all make it work. So kids, you're gonna give your parents a big round of applause. A few other people here that we want to send a quick thank you to. We have Mr. Michaels here, Ms. Noonan here, Mr. Slater also helps out with our morning. Job, especially in the morning times, keeping your kids safe as we come into school. It's a busy time in the morning. We very much appreciate what they do. I'd like to thank our students. I know Mr. Strews and I enjoy coming to work so much because we have such wonderful students to work with. They do make the days go by quick, and we have a blast. So thank you so much, kids. Our last piece of music, we're going to go with a fun idea. This is Snow Day Celebration. We had an informal discussion today. We took a poll of how many snow days we're hoping for. That you don't want to know what they said. Anyway, this is a fun piece, a nice way to wrap up the concert. We want to thank you so much for being here tonight.
back, they put in a couple requests. They said, last time at the concert, I forgot to remind you that tonight is a night for treats. To celebrate their wonderful accomplishments. They said, don't forget the treats. They said it's okay if it's hot cocoa instead of ice cream, right? They all getting some thumbs up. So make sure that you celebrate them. But in all seriousness, this type of event is so important for our community to come together, to celebrate our children, to celebrate their incredible talent. I don't think they realize how talented they are. They just make it happen and make it sound so beautiful. And I challenge all of you. You all believe in music because you all chose to have your child start on an instrument and continue through the terrible morning middle school rehearsals that are super early, but you do it because they love it. You do it because the arts are important. So I'm going to give you a little holiday challenge. I want you to find people in your neighborhood who have young kids and tell them how special this moment is. Tell them how they will love every minute of continuing on an instrument and going through those tough times and persevering and failing and thinking you're not good enough, and then all of a sudden coming out and having a beautiful concert like this. So please, please continue to spread this joy so that we can have this for many, many years to come. I do want to say two very big thank yous. You know, they do such a wonderful job thanking everybody, but this wouldn't be possible or happen without two incredibly talented music teachers that are here tonight. And I'd like to give a huge round of applause for Mr.